So I have like many questions. The first one that I have, it's at the temptation of Jesus, he was tempted by Satan. How can Satan tempt a person?
Yeah, I wouldn't say part of God. I would say, how can Satan tempt the eternal Son who's God in essence? Yeah, that's an easy question to answer. But number one, how could the Israelites tempt God when God is in their presence and he's not in the flesh? Now, if you have your King James, I want you to go Psalm 106, verse 14.
But lusted exceedingly in the wilderness and tempted God in the desert.
So they tempted God in the desert?
Okay.
So how do they tempt God in the desert? So does that mean God is not God because he was tempted by human creatures? But that's the logic you just used. You said, well, how could Satan tempt Jesus if Jesus is God? Well, how could the Israelites tempt God if they knew he's God?
Okay.
But now I'm going to give you more proof. Now go to Numbers 14:22.
Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles and have tempted me, now this 10 times.
God says they tempted me 10 times already. Okay, now go to Deuteronomy 6, verse 16.
He shall not tempt the Lord your God, as he tempted him.
Wait, so they did tempt him? But it says, don't do it like you did. But isn't it interesting? This is the verse Jesus quotes against Satan when he says, you shall not tempt the Lord your God. Okay, so now, remember what your objection was. If Jesus is God, how could Satan tempt God? Now let's apply it to the Old Testament. If Jehovah is God, how could Israel tempt Jehovah?
Yeah, that's true. So as in general, God can be tempted.
Let me explain to how temptation works. You can be tempted externally, internally. Internally means that you have desires that can cause you to succumb to temptation. For example, if you're a single man and you struggle with intimacy, a woman comes before you and she tempts you. She's external. She's outside of you, right? So there's internal temptation, external temptation, right? The Bible is clear. Many people try to tempt God, but because God is God, there's nothing inside God that would cause him to desire those temptations and succumb and fall to them. You see the difference now? So for Jesus to be tempted, that doesn't mean he's not God. In fact, let me show you where the Holy Spirit is tempted. Are you ready? Acts 5, verse 9.
Then Peter said unto her, how is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Lord?
So wait, the Holy Spirit can be tempted. Jehovah can be tempted, and Jesus can be tempted. So does that mean the Spirit is not God? And so when they tempted Jehovah in the desert, that means he's not God?
That is true.
So then
it destroyed this argument.
It did what?
It destroyed this argument.